Okay, one sec. I think maybe we've got it here. Sorry about that. Got some trouble here with the audio. All right, cool. Sorry about that. For some reason, had some audio trouble, but you should be able to hear me right now. All is good to go. Okay, so sorry about that. That's why I like to check when I get this started to make sure that everything is working. For some reason, my little Blue Yeti microphone's not working. And anyway, big mess. So anyway, guys, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Wednesday, October 5th, 10:26 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. BitcoinDailyView.com. Got more for you there. Two things I'll mention: blockchain education. Check out the affiliate link. A lot of the trading methodology that I use comes from them. And also, if you like CBD, well, it sucks. Use Hemp Paste. It's the whole plant, and it's rocking. 20% off. Use the coupon code there. And great company. I interviewed them, and there's a link to it there too. So I've actually interviewed the founder, and you can really see what they're about. So with that said, Biden blasts short-sighted OPEC cut, blames U.S. energy firms for surging pump prices. So amazing article. OPEC had talked about maybe we're going to lower, production 500,000 barrels a day. Anyway, they went and said 2 million barrels a day. So that kind of caused some issues with the market this morning, but really they haven't really stuck. So we'll take a look at that, because you would think there's going to be more of a reaction, but there really isn't. Of course, Biden's top national security advisor said, we don't like that. They're mean, anyway. So, but they don't care. You think they're mean. Biden administration will consult with Congress on additional tools and authorities to reduce OPEC's control over energy prices. The White House. The thing about this is, we have the EU nations trying to cap oil prices by sanctioning each other if they pay more than a certain amount. But that's just not working. It's a dumbass idea, and it doesn't work. And now we're starting to see this here. Well, what is the Biden administration going to do? What is Congress going to do to control the amount of oil that Saudi Arabia pumps out? If you hadn't noticed, Saudi Arabia, I'll say this is alleged, but it all depends on what news you're looking at. It does appear that they are working towards joining the BRICS, and it would make sense. And if maybe it's not on paper yet, but yet it's happening, this would make sense. They're supporting their allies, I guess that fist bump didn't quite really stick, did it? So anyway, supplies left in Strategic Petroleum Reserve going downhill pretty fast. And I like this tweet too. U.S. has made its views clear to OPEC members. Blinken says. Of course, OPEC made its views clear to the White House as well. And Blinken, actually, what's funny, I don't have a picture to it. Maybe some other time I'll show it to you. But actually, he wrote a book several years ago on actually taking on Russia by nefarious deeds like messing with pipelines and all. He wrote the book. Can I actually, you guys can't see it. Do I actually have it here? Let me actually fire this up. And I will not belabor this very long. We're going to get right on to the what's going on in the world here. I won't hold you guys up with stuff like this. Yeah, I'll show this to you here. Boom and boom. So this is no crap. Anthony Tremendous Opportunity Blinken wrote a book in 1987, Ally versus Ally. Is Germany our ally? America, Europe, and the Siberian pipeline crisis. He wrote this. I actually went and looked. It really friggin' exists. Take that for what it's worth, my friends. Interesting stuff. So anyway, in 2020, Democrats blocked Trump's proposal to buy American oil. To buy American oil at $24 a barrel to fix up the strategic petroleum reserves. And of course, now Biden administration might do it for 80. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's just the way it happens to go. But that's interesting. If we do look here, it kind of gets into a strategic midterm reserve. I love that. The thing is days supply left in strategic petroleum reserve down around 25 days. I really don't know how much pulling this out really affects our oil prices that much, because it's just not that much compared to the demand the country has every day. So if it goes to zero, I don't really know what's going to happen. Anyway, The administration was saying that we'd rather you not export oil because you're mean once again, and you're and it's you gas stations that are screwing us over by raising the prices. Anyway, the oil execs, not that I'm on their side, do make a point that no, we will export it if we want. You can't do much about it. And it gets into is what Saudi Arabia did, a hostile act. Well, if you go to the post over here at Zero Hedge, and I'll put it in the live chat, this guy here, Tommy Berg, he responds to that idea of is it a hostile act? I mean, with the eloquence of a friggin' prophet. So anyway, here we go. All right. And also Jackson Hinkle, quite the interesting character. He does mention laughing my FAO. They initially told US they were only going to do 500K barrels per day cut. Maybe now G7 will understand who really controls oil markets. So it used to be the G7. We're going to control the world. Then they said, well, it's not working. We'll make it the G20. Well, I think Saudi Arabia, and I do believe personally, becoming one of the BRIC nations, just showed the G7 who really runs the show. The sun is rising in the east, like it or not. I'm not saying I'm into that, but the collective West, we did this to ourselves, and it sucks, but it's the way it is. So hedge your bets accordingly. This guy here, this lady, wrote an amazing little article. It's very, very snarky, very, 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 very fun if you want some fun. And it gets into basically the European Unions. Are they actually, well, no, the European Union and the countries in it, are they actually countries, or are they actually just an extension of the West? Well, America's influenced via NATO. Interesting. Read it if you so desire. It's just food for thought. Okay. Also, we're seeing in the Ukraine right now where Ukraine is pushing, the Ukrainian forces are pushing back the Russian forces, or at least it appears that way. And there's lots of, people who are like, I don't know. Let me actually share this. Barely. Yeah, okay, I shared that one. Let me share this one too. And anyway, this article here is very good. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the West don't realize that history existed before the special operations started. And this is an amazing article about maneuver warfare. Really, this was a huge one on the Eastern Front. And believe me, the Russians know a lot about World War II fought on the Eastern Front because it's like their house. You know what I'm saying? So it gets into this guy, John Boyd. He is cool. A New Conception of War. This book is kind of hard to find right now, but you can find it if you so desire. I don't own it, but I just only read this part. But I certainly know John Boyd, was one of the most brilliant and celebrated modern military theorists. Anyway, if you look back at World War II, it's called maneuver warfare. So both the Germans and the Russians would kind of like retreat facing the enemy, and get them to extend their lines. They would retreat and get wide, extend the lines, split the forces. Basically, the idea is, if you know history, and believe me, the Russians do know maneuver warfare, and people are saying, "Oh my gosh, like the Ukrainians are totally killing." They're beating back, Hitler, Putler, and his forces. No, guys, get with it. It's kind of sad to see, but as the Ukrainian militaries and Ukrainian militias push in where they think, oh my gosh, they're running faster and faster, splitting their forces. They're like getting more and more bloodthirsty. They're occupying towns where nobody exists. They leave a couple forces behind to fire a couple shots and then retreat real quick. The Ukrainian military is about to get, and you heard it here, folks, incinerated, because this is called maneuver warfare, and those dumbasses are running into it. Okay. Anyway, guys, the market today, I think, based on the futures were kind of weak last night, and but I think we may end up actually closing in the green today for the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Dow. Opened up kind of dumping hard, and as you can see here, the S&P 500 is a mix of green and red, but it was all red this morning. Let's see how it goes. Thank heavens that energy sector is all green, Anyway, guys, this is interesting stuff. Let's see. We may actually even end up closing in the green. I really didn't think so with the whole, Saudi news, OPEC news. I thought we were going to be kind of red today, especially because futures were red last night, even beforehand. But it appears that we're in the green. So, or we're almost in the green. Let's see how today goes. Interesting. If the market basically went, panic, then went, whatever, we don't care. Interesting stuff. Not surprising, energy sector is green. Bitcoin trading volume explicitly is 7.5 billion. I'll take it. Looking at spot trading across the big exchanges, kind of getting weak right now. I think it's because of the futures being negative when they opened. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's a mix of green and red. Low volume overall for spot trading on the big exchanges. Derivatives on Binance, 41 billion. You know what? You want to see 50 for a good day, but that's fine. With the volatility, I'm not surprised. Let's look at the top 100 and Bitcoin. Bitcoin was below 20,000 this morning. Now it's back above 20,000, 20,216. I'll take it. I like it. Looking at the top 100, only a couple outliers are really in the green. Tokenized exchange, TKX is up. GMX is up 21%, whatever that is, and Evmos is up 7%. So got a couple outliers that are really kind of pumping today. Ethereum Name Services, ENS, not surprising that one is up. I know what that project is about at least. Anyway, that's up 6%. So top 100 mostly screwed except for a couple that are in the green. But the thing is, though, let's see how this rolls, because if the S&P especially ends up going into the green today and it's still early in the day, I think we might see some alts really make moves. And let's continue. All right. So longs versus shorts. We've been going back and forth here on Bitcoin as far as longs versus shorts on Binance. Right now, we are a short bias with 47% long, 52% short. It's been back and forth right now, somewhat indecisive. For Ethereum, 56% long, 43% short. Tend to be having a bit of a long bias there for Ethereum. All right, looking at Bitcoin, this is what kind of got me in this morning. I got to admit, I actually kicked out right here. I got rid of some of my Bitcoin hedge because some of my Bitcoin. So I'm like, I just don't know. We've had this 45-minute. This is an upwards channel for a while, and we dumped when the futures were looking kind of crappy, and they opened crappy basically. So I think, you know, if the S&P futures are crappy, then I think in general you're not going to have a good day when the market opens for Bitcoin. So anyway, if I can get this to delete anyway. Come on, come on, delete. There we go. So anyway, if you look at a 4-hour chart, it's a little bit more apparent here for Bitcoin. So 4-hour chart, you know, you can kind of see we've been in a, sorry about that. Oh my gosh. So you can kind of see here, 4-hour chart, definitely can see we've been in a bit of an uptrend, a rather steep one. We broke the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Very powerful. I like that. We wicked to the 314, got rejected. Kind of, it's funny how everything in the universe sort of works, where got wicked to and rejected off the 314. Yet also, I think that has to do with, I think this retrace has to do with the futures being crappy, maybe the Saudi news, but also we came down, wicked to the 200, and now we're moving back up. So we're kind of ranging between the 200 and the 314. Strange place to be, but that's all right. Anyway, in general, indicators are slowly moving up, continuing to be positive. Let's see what happens on the 4-hour chart. If we can keep on moving up and break above that 314 moving average on the 4-hour chart and find support there, very powerful. 45-minute chart once again. You can kind of see that drop below the this upwards channel, but we are actually firing up some volume right now. Some big volume kind of dumped it. Now some big volume is pumping it here, and you can see that. So these purple candles mean that there's actually a lot of volume right now pushing not volume, but these are 4 consecutive positive candles in a row. Every time you get at least 3, then that's a positive sign, and they turn blue with us something called Candles by Sam. You can find it over at bitcoindailyview.com. And if we actually note, whenever you have these extremely positive candles like that, that's usually, to me, very bullish when you see pushes like that, especially if you're in a channel up and down. So let's see how it goes. I'm kind of going to hedge my bets and not return my little stash to my little swing trade stash of Bitcoin, out of Tether back to Bitcoin until we see a little bit more of a confirmed uptrend. What I want to see here is on the 45, I want to see the squeeze indicator go green again. Binary candles are already blue. I like that. Directional nexus green. I want to see the ADX hit 20, and I want to see some nice volume shots again. And let's just see how this goes. And this indicator is over at bitcoindailyview.com. It's called a volume analysis. Just search for that. You'll see it over there at bitcoindailyview.com. And it's the exact one that I'm using here. And blue is no volume, very low volume. Green is average. Yellow is a spike. Red is crazy. So as you can see, these little volume spikes here, they're much easier to see, and they have a lot of meaning on the 4-hour chart. And as you can kind of see, if you just watch when they show up and you watch what happens, it's usually a strong move for Bitcoin. So right now this morning, we definitely see some volume rode in on the 45 on the 4-hour chart and dumped it, but now it's pumping. So it does look like on the 4-hour chart where you can see a little bit better. It kind of matches up. Well, actually, does it? Let me see here. Let's make this big. Yeah, you can kind of see where. How's that? Let me delete this part here. Yeah, there's a nice wick there to the downside. Interesting. That volume, definitely some whales were buying and selling right there, and they ultimately did. It was dumping, but they really quickly stepped in there and pumped it back up. So let's see what happens. Oftentimes, the big money will give it a push in one direction and let it coast and see if the retail traders keep moving it. If not, they'll get in and push it again the way they want it. So let's see. Would not surprise me if we wick to and challenge that 314 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And definitely that's one to watch. I'd put an alert in for that. Alert. Let's see. I won't waste your time doing that right now. But basically, yeah, watch for alert crossing. For me, it looks like this. 314. I'm just going to say 4-hour crossing. 314 moving average, not FMA, F and moving average. So anyway, boom, enough time there. I'm going to watch for that. That'd be a positive move right there. And then, of course, on the 45-minute chart, I want to see the indicators start looking a little bit better. They continue to look pretty good here on the 4-hour chart, even with this morning's volatility. Now, other coins that are doing well. I like what I'm seeing here, XRP versus BTC, and also XRP versus ETH, and XRP, honestly, versus USDT are all doing pretty darn good. So XRP versus BTC, you can see the subsequence that I started making way back here. We started to move up on September 13th of 2022. It looks pretty darn good. And if we look here, you can kind of see it's a 45-minute chart for XRP versus Bitcoin. Got a nice powerful move across the 200 and the 314. Had a couple of shots across it. That's where these blue diamond merit badges came from. Bunch of little pink squares. Those are 200 moving average cross above. We have a lot of good indicators here. Got some nice volume pushes that happen. A lot of volatility. All these indicators look good. Directional index is in the green. ADX is in the right spot. So these indicators looking good. I really think also we're pushing top of the RSI, but we're not pushing it too hard. We're not too far from the moving 8, which is right here, this red moving average right there, if you can see it. So anyway, this is interesting. I think we kind of need to, it's all about how you want to trade it. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, of course, but you can kind of see where we are really flirting with previous support and resistance. Let's just see what happens. This resistance needs to become support. I think we're going to see a breakout above that. And really, if we get a nice move, looking something like this, like that, I'm going to definitely probably hop in. I might even just do I might just kind of start to layer in a little bit right here because we got some BTC that ain't doing much. Well, boom, XRP might ride up quicker. Volatile market, a little bit crazy. I'm somewhat hesitant to do anything right now, but I do like it. What if we look at XRP versus USDT? How about that? How's that look? I like that. Honestly, I rather like this chart also. I mean, so XRP versus USDT, this is pretty powerful also. Indicators look great. It's moving up. I mean, I think honestly, you could kind of say that you've got a high, higher high, higher high, higher high. You've already got a higher high right here. So you got low, higher low, slightly higher low. Honestly, that will probably continue. So XRP versus USDT, not a bad play either. Indicators are looking really powerful. I like it, like what I'm seeing right there. So either way, but looking at this fib sequence, which is going to look about the same whether you're doing XRP versus BTC or XRP versus USDT. So XRP versus USDT. How's that looking? The fib sequence went away. You can see, oh, well, let's not even bother. Let's just look at some other stuff. Things that are doing well today. HNT 45-minute chart. As you can see, this thing made a nice move above the 200 moving average, kept it. It's been nothing but moon today. Indicators look strong. It's a nice performing coin today. HNT versus USDT. I'm looking at this on Binance. Where else can you play that? You can play it on KuCoin. So you probably can do it wherever you are. It's on Gate.io. I like it. Beautiful, moving up, looking strong. Nice big volume spike. Somebody wanted this thing to move this morning. So HNT versus USDT, looking very, very strong. ENS versus USDT, boom, strong velocity. This thing is really, really moving. So I like that. Big volume today was really pushing things around. I like it. Indicators look good. Squeeze indicators, the only thing which is kind of lagging, but it's starting to get there. Dang, ENS versus USDT, strong, 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 strong. I like what I'm seeing there. XRP versus BTC, we already went over that. Data versus BTC, now that one's dead out of the running right now. Link versus BTC, nah, not quite looking too good. XMR, how's Monero doing? Monero, still weak. AVA versus BTC, not really doing anything. Forth versus BTC, nah. Doge versus USDT. You know, I'm not like a Doge fanboy or anything like that, but this very well may continue up. Just keep an eye on it if you like Doge. Lit versus USDT. I've been kind of watching this one. I don't know what happened here. Look at that crazy candle. Oh my gosh! Imagine if you caught that with a trailing take profit. Woo! It'd be heavenly. Anyway, Lit versus USDT. I kind of got a fib on this one here. How the indicators looking. Not ready for me, at least. Ren versus USDT. Nice thing is it's above the 200 and it continues ranging up. It's got this nice channel going on here. I like what I'm seeing here. Boom. You know, nice channel. Maybe fix it up a little bit. Yeah, right about there. I don't see why it wouldn't continue. It's beginning to make a move again. Let's see what happens. I'm not too sure about that one. We've had a lot of volatility. The charts take a minute. I like to give it a little bit of time. I'm gonna come back this afternoon before I make any. I'm gonna kind of go and do some things around the house, and then I will see how things are looking before I actually hop in anything, because I just want to let some of this extreme volatility of the morning get resolved. HNT USDT, friggin' awesome. ENS versus USDT. These two are really friggin' awesome. I love the way they're looking. And XRP versus USDT, that thing is a rocket ship to Pluto. Indicators look good. I'll probably hedge in a little bit, actually right now, before I go and do some stuff. Anyway, never financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Remember, everybody, the truth is out there. I'm glad you're part of the Bitcoin truth seekers. I'm glad you're part of the crypto revolution. And remember, every Bitcoin Satoshi you own a piece of shit globalist cries. So take care. Oh, and then one thing I didn't mention, but I wanted to mention, F the negative news. When Bitcoin and the crypto market is doing well, you get all these Pollyannas come out and say, oh, it's going to 100,000. You know, the market's taking a bit of a beating, but I think the discerning, smart eye kind of recognizes something. Looking at a daily chart here, okay. I'll get us out of here real quick. Don't want to keep us forever. But daily chart, let's look at this for a sec, okay. Here's the thing, daily chart. I'm gonna do a fib sequence. You guys have seen this before, all right? A lot of people are like, oh yeah, we have to go to zero. The big market's gonna crash. I mean, there's like just so much. It's because the market is kind of negative right now and there's world uncertainty that the doomers come out. And I'm just gonna just straight up say, most of the people who are certain that we're going to 100K or certain that the traditional markets are going to crash or certain of anything, they're a bunch of jackasses. They really are. And they're dumbasses and they're telling you stupid things. And most of them are probably making money doing it. So just be careful. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. A trader plays the market. They win up, they win down. Okay. So there is no market to us in the way that they see it anyway. But if you look at this, a fib sequence started for Bitcoin versus USDT way back in March of 2020. You can see we've really been up and down. I love the 618 golden pocket. It tells you a lot about what's going on. This fib sequence has really stuck. It's done very well. I like what I'm seeing here. And the thing is that where are we? We are right now riding hardcore. We have found support on it before. We've been riding that 786 fib level. That is an insanely respectable place to bounce. A very powerful place to bounce. Where in the daily chart is a 200 moving average, right in the middle of the 618 golden pocket. And also, if we do look, I want to note that the it's probably going to screw me up. But do note this. This probably won't work. That indicator is a little bit hard to read right now. But look at that. Daily MACD is positive. That's really wonderful. Let's look at a 4-hour MACD. 4-hour MACD took a hit this morning, but it's turning back positive. How about a 45-minute MACD? 45-minute MACD looks like it's working on. Yeah, it took a dump, but it's positive once again. 2-hour MACD I find is really a good one to show you where we're going. That one's negative right now, but the tangent is almost positive. Histogram is closing towards the positive direction. So, I mean, really, everybody, no one knows what's going to happen. But if we look at the charts and not the world news and not the doomers and not the Pollyannas and not all the, because think about it, the same jackasses are the ones who have something negative to say, show up when the market's shitty, who have something positive to say, show up when the market is positive, right? I would just say the guys who are nothing but doomers or are so certain. Here's the thing. Be careful about having an opinion. Don't fall in love with any one crypto or any one asset or anything. Just trade and make money. A guy I knew from India who's a very spiritual, amazing trader, he said, love God and make money. He said, don't fall in love with anything, not silver, not Bitcoin, none of it. Love God, make money. And so really that's kind of the moral of the story. The doomers, those dumbasses are always there, and they're making money off fear. The Pollyannas, well, I like them better, but they're not much better in a way. Both lead people off a cliff. If we're expecting doom constantly, then we do nothing. You can't make money in a bunker, all right? Well, not that I wouldn't mind having a bunker. Oh, I'm just saying. Anyway, unless you got good internet access, you can't make money in a bunker. You got to get out there and live. You got to go out there and trade. You got to take chances. You got to live. And the doomers, they just don't live. I don't care what any of them tell you. They're probably trying to sell you collagen, protein, and bullshit like that. So, of course, they just want your money. Don't listen to the doomers. Don't listen to the Pollyannas. Look at the charts. Love God. Make money. And that's it. True seekers, once again, every Bitcoin Satoshi you own makes a piece of shit globalist cry. Take care.